Hi everyone, it's Nigel again, and today I've got another inbox review, something a little bit different though. So I've got the German tzenpanzer, the PUMA. Okay, so this one's got workable track links, and it's a fairly modern armoured fighting vehicle. I wouldn't necessarily call it a tank as such, because it's only got a 30mm cannon on the front. Okay, it says it's got, like I said, it's got workable tank tracks, and look, there's a nice rendering of it. So yeah, this looks really good. So what we'll do, we'll put you on overhead and we'll get cracking. So we'll start off with the manual. Okay, so normal Ryefield model instruction manual, A4 white paper. Okay, straight into it. We've got the colour call outs, 3-tone camo in ammo MIG paints. Okay, and very few decals on this as well, but yeah, so it even talks about weathering steps with ammo products. Okay, so with this one, it starts with this the 30mm gun on the top with the strengthening bars. Then by the looks through, we've started to build the turret up, and obviously this part of this is where the gun's going to get attached to. We then move on to putting the gun actually into the side of the turret. Before then, we add in some more boxes, and looks like that's probably a 7.76 or 5.56 rifle actually on the side of the cannon, with some piping on there, and that's that bit that's for the 7.76 or the 5.56. Okay, then we move on to putting on the roof of the actual turret, with these non-slip plates then go on the top. And so it shows here that this assembly can be open or closed, so that's either for another rifle or a vision port or something like that. Okay, behind there we've then got some more optics going on, some of the flare dispensers, part of the, well, not part of the, probably the commander's hatch on the top. We've then got some more flare dispensers and what looks like a camera or a vision port to be able to see 360. We then move on to putting the side of the main hull, and you can see where we've got the wheels, the torsion bars for the wheels, then the roll wheels, return roller, and the sprocket going on. Before then, we've got a plate that goes over the top of those, and then those two then get added to the main actual hull. We then move on to building up the tracks. So we've got the pads, the in between them bits which we don't glue, and then we've got the actual guide horn, the teeth that go actually in the middle, or the guide horns, which then puts them off. And it says 71 pieces for each side. We've then got the upper hull here where you've got to drill some holes, another bit of armor and a plank going on. We've then got adding loads of little bits and pieces to the actual upper hull, which you can see here. So what looks like a grill on the front, I don't know what that part is. We've got some of the hatches with some of this non-slip on there, drilling holes in parts. Some more of these plates of non-slip / armor going on, a guide bar that's going around the rear deck, a radio antenna part. We've then got the side skirts. Okay, so we've got the armored part of the side skirt, and then we've got the lower part of the side skirt with then this like grill on the side. Then it builds up into this part here, and then we move on to do the opposite side exactly the same. Then we've got adding the light clusters to the front of the vehicle and some forward mud flaps, okay, a tow rope going on, wing mirrors on the vehicle, okay, though that one sometimes you can't really see on the opposite side where you actually drive. Some more grills going together here and here, which go on to what looks like the front of the vehicle, which then the engine, if it's like the 432s that we had and the scimitars and what have you, that would be the engine part just there, but then we can have it open or closed. Well, if you're going to have it open, you've got no engine in there, so there's no point in having it open unless you're going to get a resin set. We've got the rear plate of the lower hull for then adding what looks like a little winch of some sort, or no, that's a towing eye or towing hook, should I say. And then we've got some more grills going over, protecting lights and plates, things like that. Before then we marry up the turret with the hull and putting some more pieces on that are going to protect the actual lights. And then we've got the sprue maps and all that sort of stuff. Bear with me, sorry, my phone just went off. So right, so we'll get cracking with the plastic, and we start off with the lower hull and the upper hull. Okay, get out of that and twist it over. Okay, lower hull, not much to write home about really, because everything gets stuck to this. Okay, we've got a towing hook, we've got a few hatches, but the upper hull, okay, if you can see, hopefully you can see the marking, not the markings, there's some non-slip texture on there, there's grid patterns on there, okay, it's got some bolt details, so it's all really well done. Okay, next up we've got one side of the main gun and some of those non-strip texture plates that we saw. So turn it over, you see we've got these non-stick plates, extra armor, part side of the gun, the rear of the bulkhead at the rear of the vehicle, so this it can be used for crew deployments as well. So yeah, again, looks really nice, some nice detail on there. I like how they've done this texture. That would actually be quite hard to do, and I'm just going a little bit boz-eyed looking at it because of the crisscrossings and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, that would have been quite impressed. I'm quite impressed with how they've done that. Next up, we have parts of where the wheels attach to the lower hull and the plate that goes behind that. So the wheels slot in here, then this plate here then goes in the back there, then that gets all attached to the vehicle. Again, we've got some nice bolt detail, some nice non-slip texture, what looks like maybe something to attach other parts to on here, and a few doors and hatches and grills. Next up, more parts of the weapon system and the turret. Down here we have our flare dispensers. We have one of the, I reckon that's a 7.72 rifle just there. That curved bit that can have the open or closed. Some other hatches. The turret ring, or the bit to attach it to the actual main hull, and just looking at the guns there, they're not bored out. Okay, so that's something you'd have to do, but it shouldn't be too easy with a steady hand. But again, there's some nice, really crisp detail all over this. That must be actually the barrel of the weapon itself, but I can't see the muzzle anywhere. Oh, there it is. There's the muzzle, I believe. So I think it is anyway. So that would look like it might need boring out. The next sprue is part of the side skirts. Okay, so the main side skirts, this is the armour that goes on the side, as well as this bit, and these grills. The grills are really, really fine and really, really well done. And yeah, it's really, really nice. A nice grill pattern there. Yeah, it's really, really positive. The way they've done it is really, really fantastic, really. We have a bag with 2 sprues in. So we've got the drive sprockets in here and return rollers. I think the return rollers anyway, or return wheels. Okay, so there we are. Drive sprockets, turn them over. Some really impressive detail actually inside the center of that sprocket. Just there. And then we've got some other small bits and pieces with some small rollers just there. Next sprue is another small sprue before we then get on to the final ones. This one again, it's just got some of this caging on the side, some piping and some more parts that looks like lights or something like that. And then we move on to the bag with all the track parts in there. Okay, so we've got the road wheels at the top, torsion bars, and then we've got all these parts to make up the actual tracks. Okay, so we'll just have a look at this side. We've got the track pads just there, so that's the first part you go on, and then you lay these parts in the middle of those, then those parts go on the top. Whether you glue them or not, I don't know. He said not to glue these parts with these parts, but I think you put glue on those two little nubs there that go into these holes, and it squeezes together. And then you've also got this part up here which helps you build sections of track at a time. Next we've got some photo etch and some decals. Decals look fine through the bag, and the photo etch looks really nice too. Clear parts, again I'm not taking them out because there's not massive clear parts on this, but they look absolutely spot on for what they are for this tank, or should I say armoured fighting vehicle. So there we are. That is Ryefield Model's German PUMA. It looks really, really nice in there. A nice modern fighting vehicle. 2009, I think they started in service. Okay, they were in planning for about 12 years in design. So yeah, it looks like a really nice vehicle, and that's probably trashing the place around Senna Lager and what have you now. Now we haven't got the British Army over there. Anyway, that's it from me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.